Greetings, my fellow gamers. I am Wraith King, and welcome to the Dark Kingdom. Oh boy, here's another chill talk video, but I don't know if it's gonna be chill, because, like, the past few years have been really rough for Blizzard, and they kind of deserve it, if I'm being honest. Like, all of the allegations, all the horrible things they've done, not only to their employees, but to their games as well. Like, everything about them has just gone completely, like, just straight into some type of fire. Like, I'd say it's to the sun at this point. It's so bad. It's just horrible. All the things that happened with Blizzard these past few years. And I don't want this to get too dark because, you know, that's not the type of guy I am. I don't want to dive into, like, an extremely dark subject on this video, but it's hard not to talk about because of all the things that have happened with Blizzard the past few years. And a lot of that, unfortunately, has kind of shown in their games as well. They feel rushed, they feel unloved, they don't feel supported like they used to. And it just goes to show with Diablo Immortal here. And as much as I don't want to dive into those subjects, they kind of force me to with this game. And not only this game, but all their other games that have been released recently, including Overwatch 2, which, but that's for another video. Right now, I think it's important that we talk about most all of their games, but I would want to talk about this one first. So, Diablo Immortal. I have very little to say, but everything to say at the same time. I don't think I've recorded a video so many times before. Even back in my 7 Nights days, this has just been absolutely insane. Here I am thinking this video was going to be easy to record. I was actually planning on writing it to make it a bit more simplistic, but that didn't help. This game has so many painful microtransactions, so many ridiculous gameplay mechanics that I just don't understand, and all of it just goes right back to microtransactions. The gameplay itself isn't that bad, although I have played a whole lot worse than this before. I have to say this isn't as bad as I expected it to be. But as I said earlier, it all just gets destroyed by the monetization, and I want to like this game, I do. And as you folks may or may not know, I had never had a chance to experience a Diablo game when I was younger. As much as I wanted to play these games, I just didn't have a PC, and I could not afford one. With all of that being said, this is my one and only experience with any Diablo game.
What? Bro, what are you talking about?
Some of you might have fainted after hearing that, but yes, this is my first Diablo experience. And to say my experience has been bad is putting it lightly. After years of following this game closely through YouTubers and streamers, I wanted to experience Diablo for myself, and this was obviously the first real chance I had, saying that I didn't really have a PC and still don't really have one to this day because I just simply can't afford it. So I'm going to approach this not only as someone who just didn't really play Diablo before, but as someone who has played mobile games and has a decent experience with them. And yes, I know how bad they can get, but there are some good mobile games out there, and I tried to keep that in mind when I played this game. There are some mobile games that actually have heart put into them, and I know it's kind of hard to believe, but there are truly some good mobile games out there, and I hope some of you actually check them out. I'll leave a link to one of my personal favorites, Guardian Tales, in the description. Here comes the sad part. Unfortunately, these games do get buried beneath horrible games like whatever this is supposed to be. Knowing that and all the horrible things Blizzard has done has made it hard for me to make this review without having any, well, malice to inspire my review on this game. As hard as that was, I had to swallow it and I had to accept it, that I just had to review this game naturally and try my best to ignore all the terrible things that Blizzard has done. So with all that said, my honest opinion on this game is, well, it's fine. It's not bad by any means, the gameplay seems okay, but as I mentioned earlier, it is ruined by microtransactions, which we will get into in just a moment. I wanted to try out all the different classes in this game, but unfortunately they don't give you enough slots to actually try them all, which is bizarre enough, but you have to delete at least one of your characters if you want to try the other 6. I don't entirely understand this UI design. I think it's just bizarre, weird, and just pointless. They should allow you to try all of the characters and give you enough slots to use them all without deleting your character. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But moving on from there. They give you an all-right customization option. It's okay, although I've seen much more complex customization, especially in mobile games these days. With all that said, this is just nothing compared to some of the other customization in other mobile games. You can change your gender, but all you can really do is choose between 3 different face templates they have set for every gender on each class. You can change your complexion, but not your height, your muscle mass, or anything else, and that's disappointing coming from a company with a budget like Blizzard. But comparing that to some other mobile games, it's a little bit of a downgrade. I digress. You can create your name to basically whatever you want, and they have yet to stop me from making any unique names for each of these characters or even common names, so I don't think it really matters what name you pick. That being said, this game is in its early stages still, so I'm not sure if everyone can have the name Waifu Warrior. But moving on from there, the gameplay, as I said earlier, is okay. At first, it seems alright. It seems like Diablo, it feels like Diablo, it looks like Diablo. You're playing the game, it seems okay so far, the graphics aren't too bad, you're having a little bit of fun. But as you progress through the game, you start to find out it is getting a little darker. You're starting to understand why people don't like this game all that much, because you're introduced to microtransactions, and quite a few of them. Battle passes, in-game shops, skins that you would like to have, but you can't earn them through the game. It's just the same darn thing with every bad mobile game. But you think the annoyance would stop there, but unfortunately it does not. Usually this would be the part of the video where I do my own math and tell you guys how much you would need to spend in order to max out your character or get all the great weapons and items in the game, or find your ultra rares or whatever. But luckily the community has already done that before me, before I even had the chance to do the math, so I have to say that's a little bit of relief for me because I don't have to do any math. But anyway, it'll take you up to at least $100,000, and I actually have heard more, of which being $110,000 to $500,000 just to max out one character. Just one of 6. What? Which is more than outrageous, and this is when I started to get a little ticked off with the game. This is when I started to turn this entire video into an angry rant, and I have deleted several recording sessions where I was just screaming at the mic for 45 minutes. Some of that might be put in here regardless because I hate to just not use what I've recorded, but I wanted to keep this professional. I didn't want to just scream at the mic all day and complain about a game and not talk about it enough. But I digress. The story is alright, it seems like a pretty decent game so far, but I wanted to branch out. I wanted to try every character since, well, one was going to be my final character, and that was basically it. There's no way I'm going to invest enough time into all of them, so I had to find my favorite character, and I was going to stick with that character for, well, absolutely forever, and probably won't play much after I finish this video regardless, though. And with that said, I ended up using the Demon Hunter the most. I do like the Necromancer, but I just wanted to use something a bit more different since I'm always a class like that in games like these, so I just decided to go ahead and use the Demon Hunter. And so far, the Necromancer and Demon Hunter seem to be the strongest, although the Warrior does seem to be one of the funner characters after trying them out for a moment. I really like this character, and they do seem to be really entertaining, and I can understand why other people would like to use this character, aside from the others. But during my playthrough, I ended up using the Demon Hunter for Diablo Immortal. I'll save the Warrior for Diablo 4 when that comes out. But at this time, as I was playing Diablo Immortal, I ended up running into, well, again, the microtransactions. I started to finish, like, the first end of the story. I ended up meeting one of the more famous necromancers in the Diablo universe, and he guided me through a small quest line that led me to a boss. After I finished this boss, I was smacked in the face with Battle Pass, a bunch of microtransactions, and was led to the shop. Of course I was. I just don't feel too comfortable with buying anything, and I've already bought stuff from Hearthstone, and that's already uncomfortable enough. I just don't feel like buying anything else from them. And believe me, it was not easy playing this game and seeing all those microtransactions. And after I found out what I did about the massive price tag on upgrading your character to max, I was already frustrated. And that wasn't the end of my frustration. It was just one thing after another. If I really want my gear to be top tier, I want my power to be high enough to progress in the PvE and the PvP, but don't even get me started on that, because I knew it was just going to be pay to win, and I'm already not very good at PvP, so I stayed far away from it. But going back to the gems, there's a rift simulator on the internet. Thank goodness to whoever made this. Thank you so much to save me so much time, because I would try my best to test this myself to see how horrible the drop rates are, and they have done it for me. Thank you. Thank you so much. But this simulator is very, very detailed. It also simulates how much money you'll need to spend in order to get a 5-star gem if you just spend money to get it. And oh my goodness, it is really, really bad. I ended up spending $14,000, over $14,000, just to find one of these. And luckily, I actually ended up finding a duplicate, well, a 5 or a 4 out of 5 or something like that. I can't remember. I'll have the footage playing in the background of a similar gem, and I'm not sure if I can upgrade it like that. But regardless, this is ridiculous. This is 14 grand. I can buy so much with 14 grand. I could buy myself a new PC with just a fraction of that. That is crazy. This is absurd. And saying it's absurd is putting it lightly. This is money people could be spending elsewhere. This feels criminal, actually. I'm willing to say it's criminal, because this is a game that children have access to. This is on a phone. Anybody can download this. It's something anyone can have access to. And to know that people can just burn this much money on a video game is insane. Like, this is money you could use for very important things that could help progress your life. Like, this is a little bit of a college payment right here. That's insane. That's a lot of money. Like I said, you can spend just a fraction of that on a PC, and a really good one at that. This idea is disgusting, disturbing, and just wrong. It's so awful. Who just pull down their pants, squat on the toilet, grunt out whatever they could, whatever diarrhea spurted out of their butt, and then they put it on a plate and then served it to us. And then said, enjoy. That's exactly what this feels like. To a T. After all of that nonsense, after the countless feedback, the years of feedback that you have received on this game, you have the audacity to insult the Diablo community, to insult the already fading away Diablo Immortal community with microtransactions this criminal, this greedy, this evil. How could you? I can't recommend this game to anybody. Like, usually there is a demographic for every type of game, but I can't recommend this at all. Even with its gameplay being okay, even with that being alright, the microtransactions, how greedy they are to just progress your character, is insane. And I keep saying insane, but I just don't think that's enough. Like, this is criminal. Like, this is the first time I could ever truly say that I feel like this seems criminal. It just doesn't seem right. They knew that this game was over monetized. They knew that the drop rates were bad. They knew kids were going to download this game. I don't care what the rating says. Children are going to download this game and play it and spend loads of money on it because they want to max out their character. This is just how this game was made. This is what it's going to be. And this has worse microtransactions in it than any game I have ever seen. Worse than Overhit. And that is saying a lot. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up here. This game is not worth your time in the slightest. I can't recommend this game to anyone at all. So I'm going to give this my new lowest rating. Now, it's not my absolute lowest, but the only reason I'm not giving it the bottom is because at least it's playable. At least I can pick this game up and it works. Diablo Immortal gets an E. Ugh. If you folks are wondering why this video took so long, that animation is why. I did that whole thing myself. I couldn't help but give this a very dramatic E, and I think I'm going to use that for every game I rate an E in this. And no, not E for everyone, E for irritating. I have never played a more irritating game in my life. I don't think I've played a worse game than this. Like, there are some games that I have played that just don't work and are also badly monetized. I might review a few of those on this channel. If I can, if I may, we'll have to see. But anyway, this game is awful. I don't recommend this at all. It is the worst experience I've had. The only good I could say I've had out of this game is making that animation. That animation was fun. And if you want to see me make more of those animations, maybe a full-fledged cartoon, and maybe not with my thumb next time, because I made that whole thing with my thumb. It was not very comfortable. But yeah, I did that on a tiny screen, and it was weird, but it was worth it. I like that animation. But if you want to see me make more of those, maybe a full-fledged cartoon, leave a like, share this video, don't play this game. But okay, I would appreciate that nonetheless. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't play this game. I can't stress that enough. Blizzard does not need any more money than what they already have. This game is blatantly a cash grab. It's just using the famous Diablo title to make money, and that's terrible. It's horrible. This game has always been almost an icon of gaming in itself, and to see it stoop this low is disturbing. It really is. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about this game. If you did like this video, please do subscribe. I would appreciate it. It would really help my channel out here. Like I said, if you want to see me make more animations, maybe not with my thumb next time, maybe make it a bit more detailed. You gotta like, you gotta share, you gotta get my channel out there so I can get more of these videos done, more animations, because they do take a lot of time and a lot of effort. And if you want me to put more effort into it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe so you too can be a part of the Dark Kingdom. Take it easy for me, and please do have a blessed day. Bye.